Duster's song Inside Out has a backwards story, if there ever was one, because this tune came and went in the late 90s, and it took 20 years and TikTok to get huge. So you got this trio of musicians in San Jose, California, and they signed Up Records in Seattle, who's putting out Modest Mouse and Quasi, and they start putting out records with Up. But in 2000, the founder of Up dies, and eventually Stratosphere goes out of print, and that's a very common thing to happen. Most bands, even the ones that get signed, remain obscure. There's this thing in logic and statistics, and it's called survival bias. And what it means is that the data you have is incomplete because you're making all your assumptions on the survivors and ignoring the stuff that's vanished. And the majority of bands vanish. Take Soundgarden, for instance. They didn't vanish. They're a great band, but we look at their history and we end up attributing some magic to their success. But it only seems magical because we don't have documentation of all the bands that did the same thing and didn't make it. But now this song, Inside Out, has 170 million plays on Spotify. You know, like American football is another example of what happened to Duster. A record disappears and comes back bigger than ever. What we can take away from this is to remember when we look at the present, we can't judge music based on the success or of its failure at this time because it could become huge down the road.